Welcome to the artwork of CP, everyone. And this is truly the episode I didn't want to do slash have out there. So I'm going to put it as mildly as I can without getting emotional about it because basically I'm dealing with a medical issue. I won't call it huge because it's not huge yet, and it won't get huge in my book. Um, Basically, I wanted to talk about horseback riding and how Danielle and I do it. But things took a turn. Now, I'm not saying turn for the worst, but they took a turn. Long story short, before I went to Aspen, I met with a neurologist, and that neurologist said, I want you to go get a baseline MRI. And so I'm thinking, okay, I'll go get a baseline MRI. Everything will be perfectly fine. And due to the reading of the results, I have work to do. Basically, let's just put it that way. I have work to do. And I'll leave it at that. I'll tell you guys what's going on as soon as I find out more. Now, the medical system, for the first time well, it will be 2 years in March. For the first time in a year and a half in Arizona, has failed me, and I'm looking at them upside down, searching under every single rock to help myself. And this is how they failed me. When I got the MRI results on my brain, thank you very much, big organ on my brain, they said something that shocked the heck out of me, as it would anyone. And I said, well, what does that mean? And the response I got back from the doctor was not the best result. And the person who was with me, I had two people with me. One person was waiting for me to get finished with the appointment. As I told you, I now have a friend driving my van. Yes. So one person was waiting for me to finish the appointment. The other person, who happens to be my medical liaison's assistant, was in the room with me. And he goes, well, I said, well, what does this mean? And he goes, it may have something to do with your cerebral palsy. And I know in my heart that we're still in the time of COVID. So I know that these medical facilities are completely understaffed, or they just want to get patients in and out and leave them with no hope. And once I get more answers as to what's going on, I will be able to tell you guys what's going on. But for right now, there is something going on. I am I am on a mission to make myself happier and healthier despite this little little situations going on. And I call it little because we're going to keep it little. It's not going to be a big situation. It's going to be a little situation. And Danielle knows exactly what's going on. And yeah, there's a couple people in my life that know exactly what's going on. And I just hope that the state of Arizona learns their lesson not to fail patients who are trying to advocate for themselves, even when they have other people trying to advocate for themselves. Day one, when I met this neurologist, he said to me, he didn't even treat me as a new patient. Day one, I had to advocate for myself. This was before I went to Aspen, before the MRI. And so now, since this little issue, I'm looking at neurology in a totally different ballgame. Yes, I have CP. Yes, it's going to change because of my CP, but do not, and I swear to God, I'm going to hit that screen. Do not tell me that it has something to do with my cerebral palsy when you know fully you're dealing with a person with CP. And I bring the medical records back to him that I had on MRI in 1998. So I will bring those medical records to support these medical records. And yes, I will bring these medical records to support the ones in 1998, to support the ones in 2022. And don't you dare tell me that it's something, this little issue is something having to do with my CP. Yes, we know that I have CP, but you can at least give patients hope. You could at least give patients hope to move on. I am the type that I am strong enough to know that it's not what you guys think it is. This is able to be fixed, and I just have to look under every rock now and have more meetings with doctors. And this MRI did not take place at the Mayo Clinic. I wish it did. I wish that the Mayo Clinic was involved, because they would have told me what was happening in 2 seconds flat, instead of saying this has something to do with CP and leave me alone. And the person who was with me figured it out at the end of the appointment, because of his background. So and it's not in neurology. His background is not in neurology by any means. But he figured out that I was frustrated, I was angry, I was upset. And the thing has to do with this thing that I'm dealing with has to do with your emotions. I will put it that way. And the fact that the Arizona medical system failed me, didn't explain to me what was going on. I am now looking under every single rock, and as soon as I find more answers to how we're going to fix the problem, I am going to let you guys know what the problem is / what the problem was. So now I'm on the hunt for medical answers to make myself happier and healthier. Needless to say, I will be doing horseback riding. I will be doing yoga. I will be doing PT, but I will be searching for answers as to how to fix the problem. And there's nothing you guys can do, and I know you're going to ask me this, so I'll put it this way. There's nothing you guys can do to help unless you tell me that I need that you know something that I don't know. And other than that, I am going to figure out myself. If you guys could, I don't want to say lay off, but I do want to say lay off. If you guys could just lay off with the questions of what's happening until, and don't go towards Danielle, because don't go towards Danielle. That's not a good thing. If you guys could just give me my space and let me reflect on what's happening, and then let me find answers. Right now, it's still in the grieving state of what is going on. And so if you guys would just let me do this and let me figure out how to fix the problem, that would be great. And if you guys would not give me medical advice, except give me virtual hugs, that would be great. The less medical advice I have right now, the better, until I figure out how to fix the problem. And then we will let you guys know what the problem actually is, because I know I opened up a can of worms, but right now I need to figure out how to fix the problem and how to deal with the problem. And this problem will remain little. It won't get any bigger. It won't get to the point where I need to do something drastic about it. It has, it's just something to do with my CP, and virtual hugs are welcome. Medical advice, I've got it coming from a core support group. They are helping me along the way. In the state of Arizona, we happen to have high quality medical care, including the Mayo Clinic. And unfortunately, as I said, this thing wasn't diagnosed at the Mayo Clinic. This problem that I'm having wasn't diagnosed at the Mayo Clinic. I wish it was. I wish it was, because Mayo Clinic is at the top of their classes. To get into Mayo Clinic, it's very tough. As a doctor and or a patient, it's tough. So I wish this thing was diagnosed at the Mayo Clinic to give me more answers than originally given. But I'm going to try my hardest to give the answers, to get the answers to fix the problem. And next week, when I will let you know, this is episode 1. We'll probably do about 20 episodes about this, because this is going to be an ongoing thing. And so this is episode 1. And next week, I will let you guys know if I found answers. And I may find answers through horseback riding and just hanging out with horses, believe it or not, because horses, and I found a bunch of answers yesterday through odd thing I was doing called yoga. And so, but I want to see how the medical society treats me, and if you guys, any of you guys listening, or in the neurologist field, or know someone in the neurologist field, please send them my way, because you can either give them my phone number or give them Danielle's email address, and she will forward it on to me, because I'm now searching for medical answers myself, and I am doing what you shouldn't do. I am Googling, but I am waiting to see what pops up as far as mentally for me. We're going to, I tell you this much, we're going to fix the problem now that we know what the problem is. And it's problem having to do with CP, and it's going to be interesting when I finally admit what is going on, because I'm going to keep this problem small, but I'm going to keep it closer to my heart than, and it has nothing to do with my heart, I'm just going to keep it closer to my heart than you guys would think. I know you guys care about me, and I appreciate it, but at the same time, we need to start finding medical answers, because, as I said, it wasn't Mayo Clinic that failed me. it wasn't Bell's Neurological Center that failed me. And it wasn't, I am not blaming my medical liaison to give me the misdiagnosis, and not explain to me exactly what it was and scare me half to death. But I am blaming the neurologist team. I am blaming the time of COVID that it would not be helpful to me, because when you get any shocking health news, or any shocking news for that matter, especially of anyone's else, including my own, I typically ask what it means, and I don't want to hear the answer of yes, it has something to do with your CP. I want to hear the answer of this is what it means, this is how we're going to fix it. So we're going to fix this problem. We're going to admit to you guys what it was in the next couple of weeks, as soon as I figure out what's going on and how we're going to fix this problem. You guys know me. You guys know me, and you guys know me as a fairly upbeat person, or at least I try to be. And so when it comes down to it, with this problem, it does affect personality. I will tell you that it does affect personality, because, and I'm going to try and fix this. That's why I want to fix it, because I want to get back to my normal personality. And even though I've been through a lot, this is just another day in my life. Even though I've been through a lot, and people are saying, well, don't act like your father with anger management issues, they are not looking at how my brain reacts. So with this little problem we have going on, I'm going to fix the problem and tell you guys what I found. But the main reason why I made this episode and why I decided to do it is because I wanted to let you guys know to be a patient advocate for yourself. I don't care if you have 10 people in the room being advocates for you. You have to be a patient advocate for yourself. You have to say, excuse me, this is not right. And I was so, they say in general, when you have a in-person medical diagnosis, bring someone with you. Well, that someone, in my case, happened to be my medical liaison's assistant. And normally she's pretty dang good, but in this case, I think the neurologist was so busy that that it lands up not working in my favor. No, I'm not blaming the land of neurology, but no, I'm not blaming my medical liaison. but I just need to find answers myself. And that's what I'm going to do. And I don't care, as I said, if you have 10 people in a room all being advocates for you, you have to be your own advocate. And what this experience has taught me is that, yes, I have to be my own advocate, but I have to get off social media completely and enjoy the moments in life, because once I do tell you what's going on, you will be shocked. And so I have to find answers and enjoy the moments in life. And this is episode 1 of this, and you will find out eventually what's going on. But first, we have to look under every rock to make sure that I'm doing everything I can. And everything I can to make sure that I'm healthy and I'm happy. I will do anything and everything to make sure that I'm happy and healthy. And I will look under every rock. The people that know what's exactly going on, or fairly supportive, and they wish they can do more. I'm looking at a person that knows exactly what's going on, and she wishes that she could do more. And it's known to tears her. And she wishes that she could do more. And I am just shocked at the Arizona medical system that they, without me being a patient advocate for myself, things would have been a lot worse. And that's why I bring people to these appointments, particularly neurology. And now I will make this public. I am trying to work with this neurologist one more time, but if he treats me horribly, I am switching neurals here, because I can't, the way it's going, I can't see myself going to a doctor that bedside manner is terrible. So that being said, if you think a doctor, and I don't care where you're listening to this, internationally or in the US, I happen to be in Phoenix, Arizona. I happen to have the resources to look under every rock. I also have the resources to get to the Mayo Clinic in 2 seconds flat if I need it to be. The Mayo Clinic is 5 minutes away from my house. You guys know this. And that's one of the reasons why I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. But I am curious to see whether the neurologist will shape it up his bedside manner. But if you need to have someone transfer your medical records, do so. If you don't trust your gut, as I say, trust your gut. And when you walk into a medical establishment and you don't like it, trust your gut. And that's what I should have done the first time, when the first time he said something to me that didn't even relate to me. And so one more time, and if this neurologist doesn't cooperate, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I already have a backup plan. I already was given the backup plan after the incident happened. And so I was already given the backup plan, already I'm out of this clinic because I don't think they do a very good job. And so trustee got always, always, always in these major appointments. I don't care if you're a child, I don't care if you're a teen, I don't care if you're an adult with CP. Always, especially when it comes to the brain, because CP is lack of oxygen to the brain. For those of you that are thinking, what is cerebral palsy and why is Wynn so concerned about it? But CP is lack of oxygen to the brain. And yeah, and so that's why I'm concerned about my brain, because CP is caused by lack of oxygen to the brain. And so when always have a medical app, always bring someone with you who you trust, and whether it's a friend, a family member, or in my case, I'm very, very blessed to have on my team a medical liaison. So I always bring a person with you, especially to these appointments about my, and always, always, always trust your gut. If you don't feel comfortable in a place, get out of that place as soon as you can. Get out of that place as soon as you can, because since we're all in the sign of the time of COVID, these places are so understaffed that they're trying to get people in and out so quickly that they want to move on to the next patient to make their money and to have insurance covered. Well, that doesn't always work with cerebral palsy. Even if you have a patient advocate with you, that doesn't always work. So trust your gut, always have a patient advocate with you, and I will keep you guys updated on what's going on, and then I will hopefully have more answers this week, and hopefully I will have a better understanding of what's going on, and hopefully next week I will be able to tell you guys what's going on, and maybe we'll be able to do this together. And you guys care about me, you guys care about Danielle, so I thought I would throw it out there. And it's gonna be confusing for a while, and I know I opened up a can of worms, but let me close the can of worms, and then you can and then what we can get more detailed, and then you guys can ask questions about what's going on. But as I said, here's what's going on in a nutshell, and I will give you more details as soon as I put the can of worms back on the shelf. As soon as I put the can of worms back on the shelf, I will give you more details once I have a clear understanding of what's going on. And Danielle?
Yeah,
Thank you for following us, and we will see you guys next week. Next week will be horseback riding and how we do it, and then the following week will be a thank you episode, and then the following week will be the AIDS. Hopefully, I find solace hanging out with horses, and hopefully, horses give me some answers as to what's going on. And so I will figure out what's going on and then go into more details. And so that's it, you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.
Bye.